Hey guys, welcome to the show. Welcome to the party. Thanks for joining. Let's see if everything. Yeah, this looks and sounds great on the live feed. How's it going, guys? Thanks for joining us on this Sunday Funday. I had no idea what I was going to talk about today, but it turns out I had an amazing lesson with one of my students just 20 minutes ago. And I got a great idea for what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk today about, well, first I'm going to update you guys on what's going on, things that's happening. I'm going to answer any questions that you may have. And please, if you are on the live stream, give me a thumbs up, click the link down below, comment, let me know, say hi, let me know where you're from. And if you're watching the live stream after the fact, make a comment, just say hi and let me know what you think, okay? I really appreciate it. Or give me some information about the live stream next week's topic. What do you want to talk about? Every Sunday we're here. Join me, why don't you? Click the link down below. Thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate it. We're going to talk today about, I had a guru moment with my student, and he's an executive at a company, and he was telling me how stressed he was, and I said, yeah, I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at the situation because I used to be there. He says, how did you overcome it? And then I started thinking, I'm like, oh, I had a light bulb moment. I had a guru moment about what you can do to improve your life. And so we're going to talk about that today. What I did, what I learned, what I realized, what I figured out. You know, I moved my microphone because I used to have it up here, like far away from my mouth, and it wasn't doing the job. So I had to move it back here. But the thing is, I can just move it when I'm done with it. So while I'm talking, while I'm in class, etc., I have it here in front of me because that's what it's supposed to do. I can turn on the noise reduction because I got like 2 fans going, so I couldn't have it sitting way up here, like it was all the way, like more than an arm's length away, and couldn't have that. It was just quality wasn't good enough. Anyway, what's going on, Sri Lanka? Thanks again for joining, guys. I truly appreciate it. We are at the end of October. It's hard to believe October's done. My gosh, it's the 27th of October. It's just impossible to believe that it's just going by so fast. We've got November, December, January, and that will, what I think, excuse me, 90 days till I leave. Yeah, November, December, January, 90 days till I leave on vacation. I'm so excited. Lady Sarah and I have decided that the second holiday will be Vietnam. I'm going to Phu Quoc Island in Vietnam, and that is going to be a blast. Cannot wait. I'm adding to the list of countries that I have traveled to. So I'll be at 95 countries now by going to Vietnam, which is excellent and hell of a lot cheaper than any place else that I have seen. So I'm kind of happy about that. We were supposed to go to Phuket, but just Phuket was ridiculously expensive in February. My God, February, March. Wow, I couldn't believe how expensive it was. Vietnam is so much cheaper. Now we're planning. I was going to go away in May, but I'm not going to go in May. It's too soon, too much. I gotta to go to, the plan would have been in May. I have 5 days, 6 days. So I would have gone to Korea for a few days, said hi to everybody, flown with Lady Sarah to Hong Kong for 2 days, Macau for 2 days, back to Hong Kong, and then from Hong Kong back to Korea, back to Sri Lanka. Lady Sarah would go back to Korea. But the cost of all of that airfare, especially since I like flying business class, the cost of all that airfare is just ridiculous. And the hotels and everything, it's just way too much for just a short period. The way I like to think is like this. It's like, if I'm going to spend the money on a flight, I'm going to stretch that out and amortize that cost over 2 months, 1 month, because I can get accommodation cheap. The airfare just for a short trip is just not worth it to me. So that's why I say, like, if I can amortize that over 2 months, 1 month, then it's worth it to go on a trip, right? If you're going to spend $1,000 on an airfare, then go for a decent amount of time. So that's why I like to go for long trips, not short. It makes it worth it. So January, end of January, we're going to Pattaya, and Lady Sarah's coming for 8-9 days, and I'm staying there for 22 days. And then the last week of February, we're headed off to Vietnam. But then I'm coming back to Bangkok and then flying out from Bangkok, because I'm flying Sri Lankan Airlines. It's just so much easier to fly in and out of Bangkok, because I can fly Sri Lankan Airlines. I can buy an economy class ticket and bid on an upgrade to business class. I talked about that before. So guys, let's talk about today. What I was going to talk about is this interesting thing I came across. I'm going to do a vlog on this next week. So, the vlogs for next week. What are we talking about here? So, I posted one that, forget what I did. Jobs I've had, the best and the worst. Why did I leave Canada and Korea? I think that's already been up. Jobs I've had. Yeah, the best and worst jobs I've ever had. The food I eat every day. You guys are going to like that. You're going to see the kind of food that is being cooked in our house and what I eat every day. And I'm going to introduce you guys to Socks, our dog. That's going to be fun. I have a whole bunch of other ones that I just thought up, and I hope you guys will like this. Things I need to get used to in Sri Lanka, or things that you need to get used to if you come to Sri Lanka. I write these things down when I'm half asleep, and I don't understand my notes. There's a Seinfeld episode about this. He wrote down a joke when he was half asleep, and then he couldn't read his own handwriting. South Korea, odds the best for foreigners. I don't know what that means. What is I supposed to write? Is the best for foreigners? Yeah, I think so. That makes more sense. I'm going to talk about like living in South Korea, living in Southeast Asia, why you should leave the West. I'm going to do a full vlog on what we're going to talk about today. You know, what you should do to succeed in life, how you should train your brain to succeed in life. Maybe these two topics are the same thing. Leave the West and move to Southeast Asia, and what I saw as failures of the West and why you should get out now. Yeah, that's the same topic. So I'm going to make that one topic. You know, I'm going to ask questions like, why do people believe everything they read on the internet, i.e. conspiracies, rumors? It's just strange things that's going on in this world. Luckily, I live in a very conservative country. I don't have to worry a lot about what's going on in the West, but that's a different story. Well, I don't want to get into that here. Thank you to everyone who is watching, liking, subscribing. Please, please. Lots of love to you guys from mom and dad and me. If you would just click the like button and make a comment, that would truly help the channel get out to other people. Okay, that would really help a lot if you do that. If you want to support the channel passively, just watch a commercial, watch an ad. The channel's monetized. You just watch an ad all the way through. That would truly help. And click the link of the ad and let it pop up in your browser. That would help support the channel passively. You won't have to do anything. If you want to directly support us in our charity to helping local Sri Lankans live, then you can buy me a coconut. All right. This is going to be a really quick lesson. Jeez, I'm still in work mode. This is going to be a quick vlog because I have a lesson in an hour that I have to do. It's a last minute class. One of my coworkers is off sick, so they've passed on some of her classes to me to keep the students happy. So we're going to do that. Headed off to lunch with mom and dad today. Today's Sunday. We were supposed to have a power cut today, but they decided not to do the power cut. So we were going to go out. We're still going out. We got one of my mom's friends is coming to visit. And we're going to go to Negumbo to one of the hotels to have lunch. I have to be back by 4 o'clock. I have a class. So we have a few hours to head out and get out of the house and enjoy the day. So again, guys, please, if you're on the live stream, say hi, comment, let me know who you are and where you're from. So today we're going to talk about how to succeed. How do I succeed? How can you succeed? And hopefully this is why you guys are on the channel. You want to hear about my life and what I did, the decisions I made. John, thanks for joining. Trincomalee. I did a Trincomalee trip last year, and there probably isn't going to be any Sri Lankan vacations for the rest of this year. I don't have the free time. I don't have the vacation because I am working on South Korean schedule. And I signed a new contract back in September for 6 months, and it's a huge contract. So I don't have any free time, unfortunately. So I'm not going to be able to go on any holidays or trips until spring or summer 2025. This is just brand new. This just happened yesterday. I'm thinking of buying a motorcycle, a big cruiser motorcycle. Like you guys saw the trip I did to Hikkaduwa on the Royal Enfield I rented. So I'm thinking of buying a big motorcycle. Like the legal limit here is 300 cc's. But you can get bigger bikes. You can. I've seen them. They're being advertised. So I'm looking at a couple of bikes, a Honda Steed, Nishanka, Nilangshan. I'm sorry for mispronouncing that. Apologize. A Harley? No, absolutely not. No. Harleys are ridiculously expensive, difficult to maintain, and expensive to repair. So no. I'm going to buy a Honda, something that is lots of parts. So a Honda. I can get the parts for a Honda very easily. A lot of the bike clubs sorry, just 1 second. A lot of the bike clubs that I have met here in Sri Lanka use Harley. Sorry. Use Harley. Use Honda bikes because they have the parts. All right. So I have a class coming up. So the boss is just sending me some information on that class. All right. So yeah, I want to buy a bike so that if I want to take a weekend off, I can go somewhere. I don't have to go with mom and dad. I can just do it by myself. Because that trip to Hikkaduwa just put a lot of confidence in me being able to drive and ride here. So that's something I would do. So, John, you're just to follow up on your question. I'm working straight through till February, and then in February, like actually in February, I'm actually going to be in Thailand for a month. So my contract ends in February, and then March, I have no idea what my schedule is going to be like in March, April, May. I'm going to assume that some of my contracts will renew in January, but I'm not sure. So I don't know what my plans and my schedule is going to be like. But when there is a holiday, I will take a vacation. I will go. Trincomalee is probably one of the places I want to return to, as well as Weligama and Mirisa. Those are two of the places I want to go to, return to. I've been to both. So over the last 2 years almost 3 years now, I've been to those places. So for me to go back, it's not that big of a deal. I'd like to go to new places. I would like to return for sure to Jaffna and to Vilpattu National Park. I want to spend a couple days in Vilpattu. I haven't been to Yala this trip. Have I been to? No, I haven't. In the last 2.5 years, I haven't been to it. But I've been to it so many times that it's not anything new to me. And the 3 hours to get there, 4 hours to get there, plus the hour to get into the park is just, in my opinion, I've done it so many times that it's not worth it anymore. Do I want to go to Sigiriya? No, I've done it so many times. It's not that big of a deal for me. Do I want to go to Kandy? I've done it so many times. So to do those trips, for me, I've already done them. I haven't done Passaguda. I haven't done Aragam Bay in the last 3 years. I have done Jaffna and Vilpattu, but I want to go back there because I want to do a longer trip. I haven't done the temples, the ancient cities, just because I've done them so many times in the past. But I probably would like to go back. Once I settle down my schedule in 2025, 2026, then there's going to be more longer trips where when my schedule settles down, like what's happening in my life is 2026, 2027, I'm going to slow down the workload. I'm not going to have to work as hard. So then I'll be doing more trips. Right now, I got to focus on the contracts and the work that I can get because my visa expires in 2026. So I have a year and a bit to earn as much as I can before my visa expires because I'm not going to renew it. There's no reason to. I don't need to. I'll have enough money saved up that I won't have to work anymore. And I'll be able to work part-time with a few companies because they do it under the table anyways. But that's another story. Anyway, the question I wanted to pose to you guys is what makes you happy? How do you succeed in life? Well, a lot of people, they focus on the forward looking. So here I am today, right? I want to go here. So the next step is to do this, next step is to do this, and then I'll get there. But that's not the way it works. It's not a straight line. It's getting to a crossroads and then making a decision. And then if you go this path, you eliminate all of these possible outcomes. So Can I draw on here? I don't think I can. I wanted to draw a picture. But basically, think of the branches of a tree. So once you make a decision to go down a path, you eliminate all the other branches and the possibilities of those branches. And a decision you made 5 years ago will affect the next decision you make. So for example, today, I have a job offer in Thailand where I could live on a beach and make just the same amount of money I'm making now. But I can't because 5 years ago I made a decision to get married and have kids. So that decision forced me down a path. It's not a path I regret or a path I didn't want to choose. Force is the wrong word to use, but it is a path that you are on, that you have to continue making decisions based on that original decision. So what I say is, don't keep making decisions in a forward-looking way. Make decisions backwards. So as a salesman, this is what I learned, and this is from practice, is you don't work towards your target, you work backwards from your target. So for example, I need to make 500 sales this month. Okay, well, how do I make 500 sales? Let's just start working. That doesn't track. It doesn't give you an idea of how hard you have to work. Oh man, I worked really hard today. And then you realize at the end of the month, no, I didn't work very hard because I didn't reach my target. Work backwards from your target. So let's say 400 means I have to make 100 sales a week, which means I have to make 25 sales a day, which means I have to make X amount per hour, which means I have to make a certain amount of phone calls per day. And if at the end of the day I haven't made those phone calls, I need to stay to make those phone calls. And if I have to reduce my lunch or my break to make those phone calls, then that's what I have to do. So if you break it down backwards, then you can see what you're doing. The same thing in about life. At the end of the day, at the end of my life, I want to be on a beach in Thailand. Okay, so how do I get there? Well, there's steps to do to get there, but you should work backwards. Okay, to be on a beach in Thailand, what do you need? Well, you need money. You need a visa. You need to know where am I going to live? How much does it cost? What is it? Because there's a different costing from vacation mode to living mode. Okay, there's a difference. So you have to factor those things in. You have to calculate. You have to work backwards. Okay, I need to do this. I need to do this. I need to have these things in place. And then you work backwards. So, okay, if I'm going to be there, I have to have money. Okay, to have that money, I have to do this. To have the visa, I have to do this. And you work backwards till today. The other thing is that people are afraid to take a risk. So I have a tattooed on my arm. I say this to you guys all the time. Learn to live life. Don't let life live you. Okay? What does that mean? It doesn't mean YOLO, which is what most people will say. What it means is, don't make a bucket list. Live your life today. It's not carpe diem. It's not seize the day. It's not nothing. It's like that. It's like set yourself up so that when I ask you, hey, let's jump on a plane and go to Thailand right now, that you can say yes. If you can't say yes, then life is living you. You are not living life. Now, I have made a choice right now for the next 6 months to work because the money is good and the contract is amazing in my field. The contract is one or twice in a lifetime contract. Okay, easy money. I can't say no to it because it's going to lead me to my goal faster. Right? I had to sacrifice my free time for this contract. Okay, and that's the sacrifice I was willing to make because it's short term. It's only 6 months. But in 6 months, I'll make 18 months worth of money in 6 months. So I can't say no. I've just reduced my retirement by 6 months. Okay. Take a risk. If you're not willing to take a risk, then you're not willing to achieve the goals that you want. And this comes back to an old adage, an old proverb you guys have heard: a bird in the hand is worth more than two in the bush. No, it's not. If you're not willing to let go of that bird to grab a hold of the two birds in the bush, then you are not willing to live life. You need to take a risk. Look at me. And I just did this video coming up, why I left Canada, why I left South Korea for Sri Lanka. I left Canada in 2007 with no money, well, barely any money, after paying all my debts in Canada. I left Canada to a country where I don't speak the language. I knew one person. I had no job and no visa. The plan was I was going to live there for a year and work and then return back to Canada. After a few days, I knew I was never leaving, and that was 17 years ago. I stayed in Korea for 15 years. And I made a great life. I was the happiest life I've ever had. And I say it, people ask me how old I am. I'm 17 years old because my life began the day I landed in South Korea. If I joke about it to my Korean friends, I said, if I had come to Korea in my 20s, I would have been president by now, because that is a land of opportunity. Let me tell you, it's ridiculous that someone who is motivated, educated, and hustles can make it huge there. I can show you thousands of people who have made it huge in South Korea. Thousands of people I've known. Not teachers. No, not teachers. Entrepreneurs. 99% of the entrepreneurs that I know have had moderate success. Not everyone can be successful, but the smart ones do. And then I left South Korea and came here. So in my life, I've actually lived in as an adult, I've lived in more than 3 countries, but in my senior adult, I've moved 3 times, 3 countries. I've lived in 10 countries in my life, but most of that was when I was a child. You took a risk coming to Canada. Oh, you took a risk. Yeah. Yeah. Brother, let me tell you something. I'm going to be talking about why I left Canada in 2007. And I'm going to assume you're from Sri Lanka. Okay, I'm going to assume you're from Sri Lanka with your name. What a beautiful name. That's a very famous name these days now. Congratulations on that. Well, hopefully it's going to remain a famous name in 4 years. So we're not going to get into politics and all that, but I'm just joking about it, okay? But anyway, leaving Sri Lanka, going to the UAE, and then going to Canada is good for a Sri Lankan, because you're going from a developing nation to a rich nation to a rich nation. So any opportunities that you achieve are better than what you could have done here in Sri Lanka. For me, going from a rich nation to a richer nation to a developing nation, I bring the advantage. I'm actually, the difference with me is that I'm technically still in South Korea because my job is working online. So it doesn't matter where I physically am. I am technically in South Korea, but I'm only spending Sri Lankan money. So my cost of living is so low. And congratulations, that's a great job. Just hopefully your cost of living is good. Because I'm hearing crazy stuff about the cost of living in Canada. I saw it happening 20 years ago, and and taking risks, brother. Let me tell you, sacrificing now so that you can live happy when you're 40, 50, 60 is the way to do it. You need to sacrifice in your 30s and 40s. If you can sacrifice 10 years of your life, you can live the rest of your life happy. Guaranteed to you. I'm guaranteeing you. Stupid me, I didn't do that. My first 10 years in Korea, I didn't do it. I just partied. But yeah, you do have a famous name. Thank you for accepting the joke. I didn't mean anything by it, but I'm being silly. And that's great. You know, you need to take that time off. Okay. People always say, you know, why do you like buy business class? It's only like a 3-hour flight. I said, because my vacation starts from the minute I walk out the door. I take a VIP taxi, okay, luxury. I get VIP service at the airport. I'm not lining up. Okay. I get business class seat. I get lounge. I get VIP arrival in Bangkok. I get VIP luxury SUV to the condo. The condo is a luxury condo. I don't take the ferry boat. I take a private charter boat, luxury. Okay. Because a vacation is all about from beginning to end. If you arrive at your destination and you're exhausted, how's that a good way to start a vacation, right? And good on you. Spend that money on you. It's a reward. Buying a business class ticket or a first class ticket is a reward I give myself for the hard work that I did all year, the sacrifice. So good on you, brother. Take that vacation. Enjoy your life. You never know when it could end, okay? You never know. You know, you could save all of that money up and then, you know, something terrible could happen. So you have to, you know, money will always come back. Money will always come back. It always does. If you hustle, if you work for it, money will always come back. What won't come back is memories. Memories will never come back, right? Yes, you do, but not overextend, okay? Not overextend. That's what gets people into trouble, is a credit card. I never had a credit card until about 5 years ago. Okay. And I got it, and they keep trying to increase it. And I keep saying no. I got it because before COVID, I thought I was going to buy a house in Korea, and you need a credit score and credit rating and all that. So that's why I got a credit card. But I use it. Now I'm using it, but I use it responsibly. Now, if I buy something, immediately I pay the credit card right away. I don't buy something unless I have the cash. So like, for example, my airplane tickets. I bought my airplane tickets, right? And immediately I go to the credit card and I pay it off. So, you know, on a vacation month, I will spend $5,000 on my credit card, even though my credit card doesn't have that limit, because I'm constantly paying it off and setting it back to zero. And they keep calling me and saying, we want to raise your limit. You're spending a lot. And I'm like, nope, keep that limit down. I don't want that, because that's a negative. The more access to credit you have, the more credit you have, the less credit worthy you are. I think, I can't remember. But anyway, I don't want that. I just want a good credit score. A high salary, good credit score, low credit availability, which I think looks good. But again, I don't need that anymore. I'm not buying a house. I live here. I'm going to do that here. Yeah. I mean, use your credit card, use your credit card, but use it smart. Like if you want to buy and get a credit card with the air miles, right? Go online and find those, like the points guy. Yeah, the points guy. The points guy is the best. Okay. If you want, and use ChatGTP to search out the best credit card for your lifestyle. If you're spending, like, say, $1,000 a month without rent, not rent, but $1,000 a month you're spending on life. Okay. What card is best for me if I travel once a year? Should I use cashback? Should I use air miles, or should I use points or whatever? and ChatGPT will help you decide that, right? And you can get those points and use them to your advantage. Okay, it's free money. You just have to work for it, right? Darren, brother, good to see you. Listen, you're getting ready to fly out, brother. I mean, we're going to see you next week. Well, actually, next week, Darren arrives tomorrow night back in the homeland. Darren, Saturday, I'm actually traveling up north to visit our charity sponsor, who we're going to sponsor, who Terry and Sudat donated money to rebuild a house. So we're going up to the house to meet the contractor and hand over the money and do all of the things that we need to do up there. So that's a 6-hour trip. So Saturday I'll be heading up there. Sunday I'll be free. Like Saturday and Sundays I'm free. So let's make a plan eventually to have lunch together. Okay. Have a safe flight. Yeah. And using a credit card to buy big ticket items and stuff like that is a good hedge against chargebacks, scams, and things like that. I would recommend 2 credit cards. One for like major transactions, airlines, Best Buy, Future Shop, the department stores where you're guaranteed. And a second smaller credit card for like online transactions that you're like, Amazon, AliExpress, whatever. Okay. Where you're not, you're not sure. Your subscriptions, online subscriptions, those kinds of things, where if they hack their database and get your credit card number, they're getting it from the credit card that you can just throw away. Your other card, getting that replaced and having to go through everything is just a pain in the butt. Yeah, probably, being old school. I'm old school too, but brother, you gotta, if they're giving you money, you gotta take advantage of it. Okay. You have to take advantage of it. Let me give you an example. I only have 10 minutes left, guys, so I just want to go through this real quick. Work smarter, not harder. Come on, that's such a simple thing. I saw a contest in Korea for telling a story of why you love working in Korea or something like that. And then using anecdotes and whatever, and then like some pictures and stuff like that. So I used ChatGPT. I put in the parameters, I did the thing, and it spit out a 500-word essay. I submitted it with some photos. I won second prize. $500 credit card, credit card, some kind of thing. It was Canadian dollars. So I had it shipped to my brother and he gave me the cash equivalent. He used that to go buy stuff at Home Depot. Right? It was so great. It's so easy. Free money. Now, that was just a random thing, but like I'm saying, like a credit card or air miles bonus, or if you have the time, and here's the thing, I have the time, you may not have the time, is to watch these like videos, not every video, but there's some videos where they show you like, get this credit card and sign up and you get bonus air miles. If you transfer your funds from one card to another card, they'll give you a bonus. They'll give you a discount, something like that. If you have like multiple credit cards, like if you're not worried about your credit score, you can open up multiple credit cards and get those bonus air miles and then never use the card. You can get the card with the fees that have like the bonus stuff. Yeah, Darren, no worries, brother. When you're here, you have my WhatsApp, or just hit me up on email and you have my WhatsApp and we'll make arrangements to meet up. You're close by, so it's no worries, brother. My schedule is full for the first week. The second week you're here, like I know you're here till mid-November, so we'll definitely get together for dinner, okay? I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. So wrapping up, I want to let you guys know, focus on working backwards from your goal. That way you can visualize your daily tasks to get to that goal. Another thing is that you can do is baby steps. What is going to make you happy today? What is going to make you happy today? Focus on that. Work backwards. Today, I want to go to bed with a smile on my face. Well, what is going to put the smile on my face? Well, exercising, getting a good meal. Okay, what do I have to do? Okay, I have to move my schedule around and open up 1 hour. And then I have to be ready by 3 o'clock so that I can get cleaned up and go to have dinner where I'm not rushed. Okay, where I have the time to enjoy a relaxing dinner. I don't want to go late when it's crowded. I want to go early and there's no one there. I'm the first one there. The food is all like fresh. It's not been sitting, for 4 hours, and I can enjoy the meal and take it easy and then come home and then get to bed early. That'll put a smile on my face. There's an accomplishment for the day, and that will take the stress out of your life. If you're always rushing and your schedule's full, then you're not really living life. Sacrificing for the reward is reward in itself. Okay. So, boss called me, can you do a class today at 10:30? I was going to do my live stream from 10 till 11 because I had a class from 8 till 9, Korean time, not Sri Lankan time. And then that would have given me an hour to make something to eat, have a coffee. I wasn't able to do that because I had to jump right onto the live stream. Live stream ends, I'm going to jump right onto a class. No time for coffee. Okay. But that's a sacrifice because I'm going to make the money that I can put into the bank and earn. My gosh, I'm so loving the ideas that I have and the opportunities that I have to invest and earn money. And just every day that I look at my bank account and I see the numbers going up and up and up, I'm just like, why didn't I do this before? It's so much fun. So much fun making passive income. Okay. But do not watch these videos online that say, if you do this, this, and this, you can make so much money doing a faceless YouTube channel. That's all crap. Nobody's going to tell you or teach you for free how to make money, because if everybody does it, nobody's going to make money. That's just stupid. Okay. Like, for example, if everybody did drop shipping, nobody would make money. Why are they teaching you how to do drop shipping? Because they want you to buy their product. Thank you, brother. I truly appreciate that comment. I'm really not living life yet. I will. And, this channel has morphed into, just a daily vlog of my life, to hopefully helping people understand how I did it. I mean, I'm not saying I'm an expert. I'm definitely not an expert. I make mistakes. I could do things differently. Absolutely. Darren's always wanted to point out right away. Don't do that, Sam. I love it. Darren is one of my strongest supporters and one of the smartest men I've ever known. And I truly appreciate his time and his insights and his friendship. I love it. And I'm living my life simply. And the thing is that I didn't know what I wanted. I didn't know what I wanted to do or how I wanted to do it. But then ideas hit me, and I saw things and I looked at things and I said, you know what? I have this passport. I have this family. I have this. Let's put it all together in a mixing bowl and see what comes out. And this is what happened. It was just a good coming together of things. If I was not a Sri Lankan, could not do this. If I was not having a Korean permanent residency, I couldn't do it. If I was living in Canada doing the job I had, VP of sales for Bell Canada, I would have been dead by now. Absolutely, I would have been dead by now from a heart attack or a stroke. There's no question I would have died of stress because I was stressed out when I left in 2007. My job would have killed me. I hated my job, but the money and the cost of living that I had at that time was huge on me, was a huge responsibility on me. You know, the executives that I teach kids and I teach executives, senior executives, and they're, oh, how are you today? Oh, Sam, the stress. It's always the stress. Oh, we had an accident at the factory and we had to go to like meetings to discover, and because he's the director of safety, and he was telling me his problem today, and it was like, I said, I'm not laughing at you, I'm laughing at the situation, because I was there 25 years ago having to put out fires like that, having to work the problems, and I said, I'm just glad I got rid of it. I don't have to do that anymore. The only stress I have is, can I coordinate the flights to land within the same time for me and Lady Sarah? Can we land at Bangkok airport within an hour of each other? That's my biggest stress. And that's hilarious that is one of the biggest stresses I have in my life. That my best friend doesn't live with me, that we live in two different parts of the world, that I have to coordinate the flights to the places, right? To make it easy. And I hate doing long layovers and connections and everything like that. It's a pain in the eye. I just like going direct. That's why I love Bangkok, because I can fly direct in 3.5 hours. Lady Sarah, 5 hours direct. Going to Krabi, going to Phu Quoc, Vietnam, any other place except for, the flights from Sri Lanka are Bangkok, Singapore, Kuala Lumpur. That's it. No other place in Southeast Asia, right? They fly other places. Sri Lankan Airlines flies other places, but those are the 3 closest places to Southeast Asia where I want to go. So if I want to go to Vietnam, if I want to go to another place in Thailand, or Indonesia, like Bali or something like that, I have to transit. Philippines is the worst. Getting to the Philippines is ridiculous, and trying to coordinate that with Lady Sarah is even worse. So I don't even bother. But yeah, that's my biggest stress, is coordinating flight. Earning money used to be stressful until I stopped just thinking about it, because what ends up happening is I just end up getting contracts. They just come out of the blue, because my managers, they know me, they want me, I'm in demand. So it just happens, because my contracts end in January. Then I always stress out, what am I going to do? I don't have any job openings. And then all of a sudden, by February, my contracts are full and I can't work anymore. I was going to ask you about that, Nilakshan. Sorry about that. I would have loved to live in UAE. I knew so many people when I was in Korea. I knew so many people from Dubai, so many people from Oman, so many people from Saudi. They always invited me to come. They said, anytime you want to come, just let me know. I'll send you a ticket. They were all rich. And I think I would have done well there. I think I would have hustled and done well there. There's a ton of, I don't want to say free money, but there's a ton of disposable income that can be acquired in that country. For someone like me who's in the entertainment business, I could have done I think I could have done well there. I think I could have done well. Yeah, you know, working a contract job and, you know, post, you know, if I've never really worked a real job. I worked sales. So my job was 9 to 5 because I can't work there's no work, physical work for me to do. Yeah, writing reports, writing projections and things like that. Yeah, I can do that. But those aren't stressful. Those I can do at home on my free, like, you know, in the evenings or whatever, right? It's not like, oh, this is time sensitive. I need this document before I can do my work, like where other people are working in teams. I work by myself. So as a salesman, it was so stressful. I used to, when I was married, I was like, I text my ex-wife and I'm like, you know, it's like an hour before she texts back. And somebody texts me, I like text back right away because I'm never busy except for when I'm in a meeting, right? But even then, like even now, when I'm in a meeting, an online meeting, I can see the screen pop up and I can quickly type a message. That's why I tell people, text me, don't phone me, because I can answer your text. I can't answer your phone call. So yeah, you know, the money was a big deal, you know, but your situation might be different from mine. You know, I would sacrifice a year of whatever I wanted to do to earn that kind of money in the Arab countries. Even today, I would go there for a year and make like 2-3 years worth of salary in 1 year. Absolutely. And the parties. I do like to party. I do like to party. And the women, I mean, come on. There's no getting around it. That country attracts a lot of attractive women, which I like. But, you know, that's a different story. Anyway, I want to wrap it up pretty quick here, guys, because I do have to get ready for another class. And I do want to thank you guys for commenting and letting me know. Yeah, I'm going to assume you're a young guy, but I mean, brother, take a look at some of my videos from 4 or 5 years ago. Okay. Take a look at some of my YouTube videos from Korea and you will see some incredible parties that I used to run one of the biggest nightclubs in Korea. Okay. So trust me when I say, you know, Sri Lankan Sammy was born of Itaewon Sammy. Okay. Itaewon Sammy was the original king of Korea. That's where it all started. That's where this YouTube channel started. So yeah, I want to thank everybody who joined today. Listen, the advice I'm going to give you guys is learn to live life. Don't let life live you. Don't stress about things today. Focus on your end goal and then figure out the path that you need to do backwards, not forwards, to get to that goal. That way you can forge yourself forward day by day to achieve those baby steps to get to that ultimate goal. So for example, I want to be happy today. I want to go to bed with a smile on my face, with no stress. Well, that means I need to go to bed early. Well, how do I get to bed early? Well, I need to accomplish all of my tasks earlier. Okay, I can't procrastinate. Okay, I need to exercise today, so I need to carve out some time for that. I want to relax before I go to bed, so I want to play a video game. Okay, I need to carve that out. I need to eat a good meal. I want to eat a delicious meal that will fill me up and satisfy me and make me sleepy. So that means steak. So I need to book a place here. All of that has to be done, and you work backwards from that. And then you start now, you says, okay, well, now I need to get up off my butt and I need to go do that. So that's how you work backwards. Okay. Now you expand that to a life goal. You know, you start off with a daily goal, a weekly goal, a monthly goal, quarter goal, a yearly goal, a life goal. Okay. I had that. Okay. I did it. I wanted a certain amount of money to be saved in the bank. And I have an Excel spreadsheet. This is the thing. Write yourself a contract. If you say, I'm going to work out today, and then you don't, your memory fades. Oh, I didn't work. Blah, blah, blah. But if you write it down in your calendar, you say, I'm going to work out from 10 till 11, and you see in your calendar, workout 10 till 11, and you don't do it, you feel guilty. You know you failed, and you're only cheating yourself. If you just think about it in your head, it's easy to forget and easy to cheat. But when it's written down on a piece of paper, written down on your Google Calendar, then you know you failed. You know, okay? And that's a good motivator. The final thing is to set yourself goals, write yourself a contract, and be true to yourself. Then you will be successful, guys. I really want to thank you again for a great talk. I'm really happy that I was able to share this with you. I'm going to go into detail with this in a vlog next week. Okay, so stay tuned for that. Thank you again for joining, everyone. Please click the like button. Make a comment below. I truly appreciate your time. Be happy, be safe, be healthy. Sri Lankan Sammy, retired with mom and dad. We'll see you all on the other side.